Tonight calls for Port Augusta Council to fix a dust dilemma in the Devonport community, and a lucky escape for two Broken Hill teenagers after their ute rolled down a steep embankment.
This is Southern Cross News with Abby Donaldson.
Good evening. The Devonport community outside of Port Augusta say they're fed up with a problematic public road which causes dust to choke nearby areas. They say it's been happening for over 3 years and want the local council to take action.
The trucks are on the move, but they're creating a whole load of dust.
It's real bad, especially the heavy vehicles. They leave the dust laying all over Devonport community.
Residents say increased heavy vehicle activity at Yorkeys Crossing has whipped up dust, which sprays over nearby houses.
Well, today, being a windy day, it'll blow off, but if you've got a calm day, the dust just settles on the community.
Majority of the road is owned by council, and Devonport residents want the local government to make their health a priority and fix the issue.
We live on this community, and we need all the health protection that we can get.
Although it isn't a cheap fix. Fully sealing the road would cost tens of millions of dollars. But the council says it is working with the state government to deliver a solution, which could be an all-weather access sealant to prevent the dust.
We know we've got a problem. It's now about finding practical solutions and putting those solutions into place.
Local residents say that this road has caused dust issues for around 3 years now and want temporary measures in place to minimise the dust, such as water trucks. They say if they don't see any action from council soon, they'll be forced to take matters into their own hands.
If they're not going to mitigate the dust, we're going to do it by blocking the road for usage of this road.
Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
The state Liberal government has been accused of turning its back on the regions after axing Country Cabinet. Labor MP Eddie Hughes says locals have lost an opportunity to personally discuss issues with the ministry.
Country Cabinet was a condition of Jeff Brock in return for supporting Labor after the 2014 election. It saw every Cabinet Minister and senior public servants take appointments from community members over a 2-day period. The format has been axed by the new Liberal government, leaving Mr Brock disappointed.
Short-sighted, in my opinion. They've taken the Cabinet away from the general public in the regions.
Regions Minister Tim Whetstone has dismissed it as a vanity exercise. He says it costs taxpayers too much to disguise Labor's inability to connect with regional SA.
They didn't have the faintest of clues exactly what some of the high-pressure issues in regional South Australia were.
However, Labor's Eddie Hughes says regional residents have lost their ability to keep Cabinet honest.
It was a very positive initiative. People often cannot get to Adelaide.
But Mr Whetstone claims he secured a commitment from the Premier to ensure ministers are frequently outside of Adelaide.
He has given his commitment to me this morning during Cabinet that he will continue to do that, as has every other Cabinet member.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
2 men had to be rescued from their stricken yacht off the coast of the Spencer Gulf at the weekend after a harrowing 11-hour battle against 6-metre waves. A rescue jet scrambled from Victoria to coordinate the rescue from the air as the search intensified into the afternoon on Saturday. Both men were taken to the local Maitland Hospital for treatment for hypothermia and observation. Well, 2 Broken Hill teenagers have escaped serious injury after their ute rolled down a steep embankment. Police say the 19-year-old female driver lost control after hitting a median strip at the intersection of South Road and Gypsum Street on Saturday night. The car rolled down the embankment just before the South Overpass, landing on its roof. The driver and her teenage passenger were both taken to hospital with minor injuries. Police are continuing with investigations. Politicians from across the country are worried that a dependence on welfare payments is being passed down through families, with local employment agencies and those dependent on the dole encouraged to participate in a special parliamentary inquiry.
The welfare system is designed to help those who are struggling to get on 2 feet. But it seems in many rural communities, people are collecting their payments and putting their feet up.
A safety net that is good and right, but some people see that as sufficient.
And it's shaping a worrying generational trend. Politicians are concerned that some families who stay on the payments without getting a job are setting the standard for their children.
The job, of course, is the best form of welfare of all.
Federal member Rowan Ramsey wants local organisations to shed some light on the issue of intergenerational welfare dependence, which will be brought under the spotlight for a special parliamentary inquiry featuring Liberal, Labor and Independent MPs.
I want to be able to get some local submissions back from the electorate of Grey, and certainly we have these issues, particularly in some areas across the electorate.
One possible recommendation could be a cashless debit card, which prevents the purchase of alcohol or gambling products with the welfare payments. The committee will produce its final report by April next year. Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
The West Coast town of Elliston is making headlines across Australia as a leader in reconciliation, with the official opening of a unique monument recognising a massacre of Aboriginal people in 1849.
Closing a chapter on one of the most terrible atrocities inflicted on the Wirangu people 169 years ago.
Today is very special because we acknowledge, what happened here. And it brings a tear to your eye.
It is near this cliff, which marks the site where Aboriginal people were killed by early settlers, and so local council agreed that a monument would be constructed. The design of the monument here was the easy part. However, it was the wording on this plaque that divided the Elliston community.
The wording wasn't up, and I had one person come up to me and said, "Oh, you better be careful what words you put up there."
The word used to describe the event sparked months of controversy. That word was massacre.
It was quite a journey, it got pretty ugly.
But on Saturday, the official opening of the award-winning monument on the Elliston Coastal Walking Trail was a chance for the community and the Wirangu people to celebrate the power of reconciliation.
This is a real example of reconciliation led by local people, local community.
It's so special to Vida and the Wirangu people that they've been waiting 169 years for this.
Casey Trelaw, Southern Cross News.
Still to come tonight, the windy and chilly conditions couldn't stop hundreds of locals from flocking to the Silver City show. Hello again. The Broken Hill doctor at the centre of the unfinished mural saga has offered locals a chance to see it completed. Dr. Ramu Najapan has teamed up with the mural's artist to sell copies of the finished work.
It may be an unfinished mural, but it is a completed artwork.
For those who are interested to see what it looks like, I'd be more than happy for them to come into my waiting room and have a look at it.
Back in February, local artist John Hinton started painting the mural on the side of Japan surgery, but work was halted after council reported no development application had been lodged. The mural's location in the heritage area of the city also came under scrutiny. Eventually, council decided the mural should not go ahead.
They sent me a letter saying that I had 6 months to appeal to the legal process through the court system.
Dr. Japan says appealing could cost a small fortune. While he waits to see what happens next, he says locals now have the chance to buy a copy of the mural in question.
We've decided to offer limited edition giclée prints, which is almost as good as the original, for those who are interested in having a copy for their personal.
The prints are available through Japan surgery. As for the mural, it still remains unclear when or if it will be painted over.
It's good to laugh at oneself and not get carried away with putting tags on it and making it into a negative issue. It's not. It's a very positive issue.
Patrick Ryanke, Southern Cross News.
A new photography exhibition has given residents a snapshot into the world of travel. Port Pirie is the only city outside of Southeast Asia to hold the special event.
The Port Pirie Regional Art Gallery is temporarily housing a profound collection of world photography. The Travel Photographers Society exhibition is the first of its kind to visit the city.
I came to Port Pirie on the northern side and I love it because the heritage, the culture, the people, streets, there's a water, there's There's a lot to do over here.
Port Pirie is the only location on the exhibition's tour outside of Malaysia and consists of an intimate collection of work. There are more than 60 displays here today, and to give you a bit of a scope, the one behind me has come all the way from Abu Dhabi. The exhibition is a unique opportunity for a regional centre to experience an international art instalment. It's hoped that these works may inspire the community to capture their own story.
It's what a lot of art and culture brings to a community is the art of storytelling. So all of these pictures all have a narrative, they all have a story, and they've come from someone's point of view.
The Port Pirie Regional Council is already in talks about setting up an international festival in the not too distant future. Dominic Beaton, Southern Cross News.
Well, 2 EP singers will get the chance to professionally release a single after securing the Whyalla Recording Scholarship. Liberty Tui and Shakira Forstner were picked by the judges and will both get to record a song which will then be put out for sale. The 2 girls say they're thrilled to be able to pursue their dreams.
Just that music can really express any emotion, and it's just something I've always loved from childhood.
I'm really excited as an original singer-songwriter to express my music. I have always been very enthused in recording my music.
Whyalla's Charlie Daniels was the runner-up. Despite the windy and chilly conditions, it couldn't stop hundreds of locals from flocking to the Silver City show at the weekend. Next year promises to be even bigger though, with the show set to celebrate its 130th anniversary.
The rides, the show bags, the fun and excitement. The Silver City show had it all. The second day of the show proved a great success despite heavy winds throughout the day. At one point, wind speeds were so strong, some rides had to be shut down.
As soon as it gets over 25 k's, it just cuts the computer out and folds up.
But that didn't stop hundreds of families from having plenty of fun. Some rides were just right for adults, others were strictly for the thrill seekers. At the side shows, kids of all ages tried their luck, from teenagers looking to win big to toddlers experiencing their first show. And as night fell, the place lit up and more showgoers arrived. While many tried to cause mayhem on the bumper cars, others learned a thing or two about our slithery serpents. The night was capped off with an amazing fireworks display. Organisers will now turn their attention to 2019, which will mark 130 years of the Silver City show.
Then the committee will sit down probably in March and sit down and work out what they're going to do for the 2019 show, being an anniversary show.
Patrick Ryanke, Southern Cross News.
Bowling enthusiasts braved a cold start to spring to compete in the Port Pirie Bowls tournament. The 4-day event attracted competitors from across the state to kick off the season in style.
What could be more ideal than a patch of grass you don't have to mow? The new synthetic green at Port Pirie's Bowl Club was put to the test for the 31st Bowls competition.
A great event for us and a great coming together of bowlers, and the standard's very high. We have state bowler, ex-state bowlers here, current state bowlers.
Players from as far as Port Lincoln and McLaren Vale have driven down for the weekend event. State champion Max Kleenig of Adelaide was one of 400 players eager to plant his feet on the new lawn.
We come up here from some good comp and look at the new greens and the new facilities nearby. Yeah, it's been good.
For others, it was a great opportunity to catch up with some old mates.
You meet people playing bowls that you played sport with years and years ago and you haven't seen them, but when you get on the bowling green, you see them again.
And I've been coming here now for 31 years. I've been to every single spring carnival, and until I get carried off in a box, I'll keep coming back.
It's hoped that the new green will attract some eager younger players to the October Twilight Games. Dominic Beaton, Southern Cross News.
Stay with us after the break. West Whyalla win their 3rd WFL premiership in a row. And in the weather, there's the chance of some patchy rain this week, but it will be mostly fine. I'll have all the local weather details next. Welcome back to footy now, and West Whyalla have won their 3rd premiership in a row. In windy conditions, their defence proved too strong for Waroona Bay. John Hunt joins us now, and John, it was an easy win for the reigning champs.
It ended up being pretty comfortable, Abby. Waroona Bay were looking for a fairy tale win, but West used their experience to overcome the Tigers and secure premiership number 20. West kicked with a strong breeze behind them in the first quarter, but failed to capitalise, kicking just 2 goals too. In the second quarter, they made up for it, scoring 3 goals into the breeze and holding Bays to 1 goal, leading by 31 points at half-time. Their pressure was outstanding all day, strangling the Bays midfield and dominating the inside 50s, and by the final term, they led by 47 points. Bays did have a small victory in the final term, keeping West goalless, but didn't do much on the scoreboard themselves, held to just 2 goals. Coach Brad Smith says the side's effort in the second quarter set up the win.
Into the win, it allowed us to get the ball out into open spaces a little bit and probably suited us a little bit better, and that's probably where we broke the game open in the second quarter.
It was also grand final day in York Peninsula and Northern Areas footy as well. Crystal Brook went back-to-back with a 6-goal win over Orroroo. The Roosters' defence stood tall, keeping Orroroo to just 4 goals. On the YP, Moonta had a big win over Central York. Lockie Slack kicked 6 for the winners. And in Port Lincoln, Tasman created a shock, knocking minor premiers Marble Range out in straight sets. 8 goals to 3 after half-time did the damage, with Tasman to face way back in the decider. So congrats to West, Crystal Brook and Moonta on their success. Plenty of other sports are finishing up for the year, and I'll have those results tomorrow night.
Thanks, John. And we have a play of the day from the Great Flinders Football League. The B-grade grand final saw a very impressive goal of the year, with Cummins Ramblers player Adam Haasma seen dodging opponents down the centre of the field.
Can he finish? This will be goal of the year. Fitness lacking with the bounce. Will it get there?
The spectacular score has seen the video go viral, now viewed more than 200,000 times. Port Pirie's Savoy Soccer Club have had a victorious ending to their 2018 season by taking home the premiership. The club will have a lot of training to do in the off-season though, as they have now moved up a division.
Some of our younger players stepped up. We got some new signings that really were excellent this year, and I thought the aim was probably to get promoted, and the premiership's just a bonus.
Savoy will now be moving their home for the 2019 season to Port Pirie's new sporting precinct. And time now to take a look at the weather, but first thanks to Port Lincoln local Iris Clements for this beautiful picture of Sleaford Bay. Taking a look at the forecast, and well, it was a gorgeous spring day today, plenty of sunshine for all districts. Port Augusta and Whyalla reached a max of 24 degrees. Checking the satellite now, and patchy cloud in the wake of a front is producing a few showers in the southeast. It's clear elsewhere with a dry air mass and building high pressure leading to a chilly night ahead. On the waters for your Tuesday, westerly shifting southwesterly winds up to 25 knots, seas at 1.5 metres with a south-southwesterly swell. We'll see a bit of a change tomorrow with temperatures cooling down too. The chance of some light scattered showers for most centres, 21 the max for Port Augusta, just 16 for Port Lincoln, and a cloudy day forecast for Broken Hill, 24 the max there, and 17's the magic number for Cleve, Woodner and Kadina. Looking at the next 4 days, and it's going to warm up around the EP to end the week. A cloudy day forecast for Cleve and Woodner with temps around the mid-teens. 18 the max for Port Lincoln on Thursday, and that sunshine is expected to return for Friday. Fine conditions for most of the week here also. Whyalla will warm up into the mid-20s by Friday, and it's a similar story for Port Augusta as the mercury rises to 26 degrees to end the week, and some patchy rain forecast for Kadina. Lastly, a mix of sunshine and cloud for Port Pirie before a sunny 23-degree day to end the week. Temps dropping down to just 13 degrees for Clare on Wednesday, and after a cloudy day tomorrow in Broken Hill, it's looking like a sunny Friday as well. And that's all the local news this Monday. Thanks for your company. Good night.